Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Slipways, where today we're checking out how the Ephorians are dealing with the utter collapse of all of reality. The show must go on, they say. I guess so. With their backs against the wall, the Ephorians turn to a new technology which lets them contain the rifts. Holy crow. Y'all, is that like an actual attempt at a solution? Are the Ephorians the only ones who are actually trying to solve the problem? I guess, in a sense, it makes a lot of sense, right? Like it follows because they're basically starry voids that are contained, right? Isn't that like their whole deal? Even at the edge of the galaxy, the local space-time is already damaged and quickly getting worse. The Ephorians hope that their new flux trap technology contains the problem, letting trade and civilization continue. Life. Trade is not the most important thing. Life and civilization. Okay. You have 28 years to complete the mission goal of establishing 90 trade routes in this sector. That's interesting. Slipways built in this sector start out unstable. You can safely use up to 5 unstable slipways. Each slipway above that increases instability by 1% per year. To avoid this, build flux traps and flux anchors. When instability reaches 100%, local space-time collapses. Feels like at that point you're going to have a real trouble determining the meaning of the word local. Okay, so a flux trap is a structure built in a planet's orbit. It focuses local space-time disturbances into a small region, stabilizing all slipways connected to the planet in the process, but causes a happiness penalty if built on a planet producing people. And flux anchors, when built, forms a large rift around itself, channeling some of the general instability in the sector. Increases the safe number of unstabilized slipways by 3. Each anchor is slightly more expensive than the previous one, so I'm expecting to not see them, go up in cost by 100% each time. Score based on how many trade routes you establish, how unstable the sector is, etc. How many trade routes do we normally... I have no idea how many trade routes I generate in a normal game. Alright, well, this will be interesting. So, the Ephorians have a ton of really great technology. They don't really have much that I think is very compelling on the cheap side, but obviously, they have gene adjustment, they have wave augmentation. Oh, I guess wave augmentation is technically a Vittori technology. I thought it was, it might be one of those ones that's both. I thought it was possibly occurring on both of them. Geoharvesting is fun. Dimensional anchoring could be interesting. You spend a lot of money. I mean, building slipways is almost certainly 75% of your total spend over the course of a game. So, I don't know that I've taken this very much, but it does seem like it would be good to do. Trade League, we have flexible fabrication, which I love. Plasma containment, which I love. Hyperdense architecture really saved us last time. Hyperdrive is just, it's a big investment, but it's so good when it works. Interstellar networks allows you to make and accept, I don't remember what the name of that resource is, media, communication maybe? Allowing new trade routes to be established with other networked planets. Mind control is fine. It's better to solve these problems by actually solving them, but sometimes you have a couple of points of unemployment hanging around a planet and you just can't get the people off of it anymore. The teleporter is wonderful, as we have learned recently. Just, hey, what if trade income? What if you just replaced sleep with, hear me out, you put on this headband when you go to sleep, and it plugs you into the internet while you're unconscious. I can't see how anything could possibly go wrong. And if we establish at least 6 import routes to a prosperous planet, it upgrades to legendary. Trade income goes up by 50%, and also, legendary worlds are worth twice as much as prosperous worlds in terms of normal game score. In these missions where you are counting the number of prosperous worlds you have for a threshold, a legendary planet counts as 2 prosperous worlds. Now, obviously, running 6 imports to a planet is difficult, but it's not a thing that's unheard of, even when we're not particularly trying to do it. So, you know, we might be able to take advantage of this at the very end if we need to. Okay, excess. Affect connections that would deliver a second unit of a resource already being supplied to a planet. These connections take less time to build. Novelty traders lets you make goods on remnant planets, and since the only planets that require goods are planets that are already producing people, obviously, people for goods is pretty fantastic. Every unit of goods received by a populated planet increases its trade income by 30%. Again, this is very powerful because remember, populated planets are often producing most of our trade money, or the plurality of it at least. Just start with $60 more is kind of unexciting. Every time a two-way trade is established, you receive $10. So I feel like I have no idea how common this actually is. We certainly have those situations where we settle on an arid or Arctic world, and we immediately do two-way trade for the resource that they need aside from food with a primordial world. There's the remnant jungle pairing. I guess it says two-way trade. It doesn't like when you settle an ocean world near a mineral planet. I don't know. This probably happens relatively frequently. The question is, do I really expect reciprocity is going to be more money than luxury? This feels underpowered to me. You know what? Let's take it just so that I'm like really aware of it when it's happening. I want to see. I want to see if it's good. Okay, mass reactors, of course, fantastic. Gravitic tugs, void synthesizers. Machine sentience turned out to be pretty okay for us last time. Skill download, of course, is always fun. You know, I don't use xenofoods very often, but given how frequently the difficulty I'm having is like, gosh, I wish I could provide a point of food to this world I want to make people on. Maybe this is better than I give it credit for. Weather control, Genesis cells. Genesis cells is very powerful. And all of the silted stuff that we're being offered here is really great. I really do love integrated manufacturing. I generally find if you're not thinking ahead a lot when you're settling Forge worlds and stuff, you often end up feeding minerals to a lot of worlds, but not actually to get them up to established, but then not having chips around to get them up to successful, because you require a cluster of technological worlds in order to be able to provide the minerals and the chips and also the thing you actually need, which is probably robots or goods. And this is an additional unit of output, which obviously helps us get prosperity and stuff. I like integrated manufacturing a whole lot, actually. I like mass lensing too, though. Which thing is the one thing we get to take from these guys? What would I? Maybe we do like integrated manufacturing and Genesis cells. Or maybe I should take the xenofood thing. Let's do Genesis cells. This makes it so much easier to flip planets. And if what we're trying to do here is just establish a very large number of trade goods or trade routes, any resource, any technology or perk that allows us to produce more than one kind of resource per planet seems like it would be very valuable. Right? Creating a diversity of resources leads to a more interconnected web. I hope that turns out to be real. I'm just saying stuff. I don't know anything. Okay, that's not a horrible start. A couple of remnant worlds is definitely encouraging. It's a shame we haven't got anything that can produce food yet. I mean, provided that we want to use this for water. Okay, there we go. There's something. Unfortunately, we get a weird sort of cutoff here. Let me see what these are too. Can I get that? Okay, interesting. Well, we can do minerals to robots for food to here, and we can establish a two-way trade for biomass. It's on the table, I suppose. But obviously, I would love to set this up in a way that would make it possible for me to deliver goods. This doesn't quite connect to the Earth-like, huh? Well, even if it did, it would make it impossible for me to get the, we wouldn't be able to run robots to here for food without cutting ourselves off from the water anyway. And a big advantage that this settle has over, like, just doing it on the Earth-like or doing it up here is that this is a relatively easy connection to the ruin. So each slipway above the 5 value increases instability by 1% each year. That is not the way this was worded on the previous screen. Okay, we'll keep an eye out. What do the structures cost? So a trap built in a planet's orbit is $15, and these ones, we did not have a note indicating that these ones increase in cost, right? These ones totally do, though. Okay, forms a large rift around itself. I was trying to see what large meant. Turns out it's pretty large. Okay, let's go ahead and do this thing. Hooray, biomass. Okay, so I think I want to take this early on. This is just going to get so much more annoying as the game goes on, as this number keeps trending upward. Ocean planets are not a particularly frustrating type to get to prosperous because the kinds of things they do are broadly very needed. Like ocean planets are people producers or food producers or water producers, and all of those things have a lot of interplay. So I'm not too worried about this number creeping up. Increasing total goods production is going to be annoying. Import hubs will be relatively easy to do in the late game. But I don't want this number creeping up any higher than it absolutely must. And this is a case where actually holding off and doing the two-way trade after the first year started would have been better. I forgot that that was a thing that they get. That rules. Okay, so we're gonna get goods for this world from there. And our slipways our situation's gonna get so unstable. So once this number has crept up, all slipways connected to the planet get stabilized. And this increases the number of safe slipways, but this number never goes down, right? We just have to not let it creep up too high. Seems very dangerous. So this puts us at our limit. And then, am I cool? I guess we could build a flux trap around this planet pretty safely. Obviously, the largest number of slipways is running to this world. There's only so much we can do about that, and I don't want to take the unhappiness penalty if I don't have to. Oh, interesting. It just, yeah, it's gonna, like, it needs somewhere to spill the extra void out to. Okay. Because, like, this is safe, and this is safe. All of those are very good. Oh, okay. Creating areas of void is scary stuff. I'm really worried about about this. Honestly, I think it's tremendously dangerous. So, running a water route to here seems pretty great. But if I made this a people world, it could do a two-way trade, is the thing. Let me, do we, yeah, these all suck. Well, that's a shame. Okay, and the flux trap does have a small upkeep cost. I do wonder, like, if I was really trying to squeeze it, if I was really going hard, I wonder how much I could afford how much happiness I could afford to boot on building those flux traps near people worlds. This one's kind of tricky because it doesn't necessarily there's not a really clean place to put the actual void field itself. I do think we should do this and establish a two-way trade there, and it's going to take 8 plus. It's going to take 20 to do that. I cannot do that this year, actually. We're going to hit this, and then we're going to hit end year, and that sucks. Why am I making so little money? Okay, so there's a two-way trade, and we flipped a world, which is cool. Okay, that doesn't work, but it's not a big deal because we can run food from here. We could do a two-way trade here too because we can remnant world food. No, shoot, sorry, this is not the people world. This is the food world. Thinking about the next flux trap. I kind of want to build a flux anchor soon just to have a sense of to get myself a sense of how expensive they are in upkeep. I wish that the upkeep of structures was listed right in the tooltip, like right next to the cost. If we do if we want to do a people world here, we totally can. And we could go robots to food for that, people world to here, and that gets us another two-way trade, which will give us the money to keep doing more things, as well as enabling another asteroid, which is certainly helpful. So we're gonna take a hit here at the end of the year. Am I allowed to overlap the... Oh, we can't even find out because I can't do it without putting the void in the path of a slipway. This should be relatively safe, right? This will stabilize 3 more and give me the room I need. Obviously, this isn't how I want to be spending my money. Maybe I just suffer? Oh, that's right. No, sorry. We're doing robots. Yeah, robots. This is good. Okay, that should still work. We should be able to deliver goods from that to both of these places. I'm gonna just accept the one because we need the money. We need the money, and we definitely, as we're about to pop our empire up to the next level, like I definitely cannot afford to spend the money on the other things. So, people make robots make food. Food go here. Okay. Now, a 4% gain is probably not okay. We could put this down here. Probably not actually do any harm. And get an idea of the extra cost that we're talking about. There's also this that I do need to do at some point. Let's run food up to there. Yeah, I mean, we have to, right? I think it's pretty important. Gotta get our trade routes running. This doesn't even get us there. Okay. So I am accepting some noise here. Is this actually gonna... Okay, yeah, that will work. I was a little worried it might be passing through the shadow of this world, but no, things are cool. How do I fix this? I think I'm going to eat the unhappiness penalty and build a thing off of here. And this has 3 routes right now, and so does this, but this is going to have a 4th route to connect the goods. Yeah, and I think it's pretty important that that get handled. So that'll get us a little closer to stability. We're just going to have a year where we don't do anything at all here. Feels pretty bad. But I think the answer might be yes. Okay, that's interesting, I guess. Yeah, we are just going to have no money. I don't know how you maintain this. Maybe there's something really obvious that I'm missing? But this doesn't seem doable. Selling the artifacts off is worth a fair amount of money. So if I wanted to do a people world here, I don't actually have access to the minerals from there. Just trying to figure out how to get the rest of my two-way travel or my two-way trade stuff completed. Does this world can reach a remnant world. And probably should. Although this slipway is not going to be, it's not going to be buildable. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Send out some probes. And then we'll build some more slipways on the morrow. So that's a two-way trade. It'll be worth a little bit of money, plus it'll be worth... Yeah, may as well. Plus it'll be worth a point on our task, which obviously matters a huge amount. And it's worth noting that this is just now, just at this moment, the other perk choice would have started generating money for us for the first time. So it's not awesome. That's out of range, and that's a shame, because that would have been really good. We could, in theory, get food from here, but we don't have a source of water for that world. I really want to get that fourth two-way trade finished. So where do I do that? Well, I guess we can do a yeah, we can do it right here. We'll figure everything else out afterward. Let's finish this task because it sucks and get a move on from here. So the Euphorians, under normal circumstances, the Euphorians sometimes give you a mission to trade a number of different trade goods, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sad to see that not being an option here because I could really use it, honestly. Increasing the total goods production of the universe by 4 points is probably very doable. We're not close to getting our ocean worlds to prosperous yet. I'm going to take this. So we're going to go ahead and press that button. This is a stable slipway, so we may as well make it. We have no science. No science output whatsoever. So if we make this a robots to goods world, connect the robot here, we finish that task immediately and receive a large amount of money. That makes my life so much easier. I shouldn't have sent that. That was very silly. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be that hard to do in the late game. So let's go ahead and commit to this. We have a couple of ocean planets that are honestly pretty close. Well, they have a lot of outputs. They don't have... We have to get neighbors to higher success levels for sure. But we are +8. The space-time breakdown is that space-time is breaking down. So... Okay, that eats a fair amount of it. Oh, I should, two per turn. Okay, or 2 per year. That's not so bad. So am I just not allowed to build them in places where... Yeah, I'm just not allowed to build them in places where they will intersect with anything. I have to find an open spot. That's crummy. That's bad news for us. Are these planets? No, they are not. So yeah, we can make this work. And the cost went up from 20 to 25. So that's really not too bad. Okay, do we want to build another stabilizer? I don't have room for another void thing. We could technically build another stabilizer and go down to safety, but also don't know if I feel like it's necessary. So I can't get to there anyway, right? But we could make this a water world and at least flip this. Maybe set ourselves up in a position where we could, like, at some point do a lab of some kind, because I do actually really badly need to do labs. Ooh, that sucks. You know what else really sucks? Labs are extremely trade route intensive. They are extremely slipway intensive. I was kind of hoping that was going to turn out to be an asteroid. I will go ahead and build this. Okay. Just consolidate the rifts. Just tie them all up together in a nice little bow. Exercising careful control over the rifts seems like such a huge upgrade over every other faction's strategy for dealing with this problem so far. We can't reach that from there. So, like, we can almost mineral lab. Okay. We could do a mineral lab. Would I be able to get food if I made this a people world? Because we could set up the lab, bring in minerals from a couple of places, workers from a couple of places, minerals from here eventually if we can figure out a way to settle nearby. I actually really like that idea. I'm gonna hope. That's what I've decided is for hoping. I am famously great at hope. Primordial? Well, let's do this. We know we're going to do that. So... tough. Real lack of food sources around here. In theory, maybe we could do robots to food up there. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and build the lab. Okay. We have a lot of theoretical sources of the resources that we need. Can I go back? Hold on. I feel silly. Connect people rock instead of people rock. Then connect additional people. It does seem very unlikely that we're going to get population over here. But also, I could just do it and worry about it later. You know, that old chestnut. Because, like, we could have an 8 science lab, and why would I not? I do wish that I'd gotten it done before. Ugh, our science income has been so bad. I feel like I'm really screwing up here. I feel like I'm doing a bad job. Okay. What is next? So we do need to get our ocean worlds to prosperous. That's pretty important. I feel fairly confident that this has got to be food for stuff to work out. Am I allowed to build one of those stabilization structures around? No. That's a shame. It would be really good there. Take that happiness hit. That's fine. Do have to watch that value. It is climbing slowly. Okay, so we have some sources of minerals now. It's a matter of figuring out how we actually apply these. Oof, it is awkward, isn't it? I'm going to wait on gene adjustment. I think wave augmentation and geo-harvesting are both potentially more important. Also, we're at 35 trade routes already. I'll say this. I do feel like I produce a lot of trade routes, generally. Now, you might say, that's not something to be proud of. You play in a very inefficient way. And to that, I would say, sure. You're not wrong. But is it working? This is the question. So we could, this doesn't quite work. I can get people to the mineral world here But if they come from this world, they're going to block off the ability for robots to be built at this forge world and sent down here. So we're left with trying to make this work. But there's no source of water anywhere nearby. It feels like we're in terrible danger. If I had geoharvesting, I could blow this world up. And then we could solve the problem like that. Maybe that's the plan. And when I say maybe, I mean definitely that's the plan. I'm going to blow this up. And I'm going to build a void thingy out here. Shoot, I can't get this in. I was trying to get this in far enough that it wouldn't impede a route between those two worlds. I think we're out of luck on that, and I do think it's worth building, so I'm just going to build it. Okay. All right, let's start settling up the situation here. So this becomes People World. Get me my geo-harvesting. Kaboom. Robots. And then this is, I should complete trade routes and actually get trade income going. Okay, there we go. That's a whole situation. Much like me. That's a whole situation. So we're at +5 now, which is a risky place to be. How does the rift compare to the space available over here? Not super well. It's possible that this is nothing. Or just an asteroid that we could nuke for 0 value. I think I have created a situation, though. How are we going to send people here? I don't have access to terraforming technology. It could just be a slip relay situation. Yeah, maybe. Or hyperdrives or something. Okay, I guess that is what that is. Okay, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more free space up here. If I blow up these asteroids, yes, I will totally have room. It's not bad. Let me do this to make sure that I don't accidentally cut that off. Okay, I definitely want wave augmentation. So now we're moving up to the point where we can start buying integrated manufacturing, and we can see I have like many places where it would be valuable already. Well, a couple places anyway. Here it would be very good. This planet still desperately needs water. Will one of these fit in here? No, not quite. We could do it here. I think that's okay. There's even still room to get these people out if we decide to do a biomass lab or something. Can I? Nope. I could blow this world up, though. I could just detonate the world. That's an option. That's always a thing to consider. Is this is too far? It is not. That actually rules. Okay, so this world's really close to prosperous then. Yeah, it just needs one of its trade neighbors to flip, which is to say it needs this world to get water. You're at maximum people output? You sure are. This world doesn't need the point of people. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now we make those connections again. What am I doing? This and shoot, sorry. It's really important that this point of population go this way. So we get the goods, we specify the body. There we are. 1 of 3. 1 of 3. We have another one over here that's like fairly close. We can make this work if we could just find some damn water. So yeah, I'm not allowed to just spill the void out into other void. This doesn't have anywhere that it could actually attach one of these, so that's a shame. Okay, one of these could fit up here. Gosh, it's 40-15 already, huh? Well, all we have to do is make it to 90 trade routes to win. And I'm feeling relatively confident on that front. That's not what I think our problem's going to be, is maybe a good way to put it. If I blow this up, we can check. I'm going to do that. I'm going to blow this up so that I can check this out. Turn a nearby planet into an ocean world. Interesting. I don't know if I feel that that is necessary. So we could send people to here, make this a water world. Send water to there. It's going to want more people, but if it's a water world, it can benefit from this. I have unfortunately made it impossible to produce robots there in that way, which is a real shame. Do I even want gene adjustment? I kind of think I want to head toward integrated manufacturing. Money does not seem like it's going to be as much of a problem this game as it sometimes is. All right. Oh, hey, some natural rift. You know, just a normal bit of everyday rifting. So I do need to try to flip this world's neighbors a little bit. We're having some difficulty with that. So I would like to... We could generate robots to food here. We can make this a people world. That'll flip this world to successful. We need to find a way to spend either minerals or chips from here. Unfortunately, that connection's not available because that would be really good right now. We're at +8. Oh, +8's very bad. Probably these are planets. These might not be. I guess it doesn't really matter, though. Or rather, it's not helpful to figure it out right this second, given the fact that the year is about to elapse. We can flux trap here. I know this is happiness, but it's also stabilizing 5 routes, so... Alright. Next year. So a thing we could do with this world is turn another thing into an ocean world, another thing nearby, and then do like a water lab off of it, which would be helpful. We've gotten remarkably little technology this game because I'm not focusing very well. All right, let's set this area up over here. So that's got to be robots. That's got to connect there. This connection has to happen. Grabbing this. Right? And then we want to do... I definitely want to do robots to goods here. All right, so now we have another ocean world that is remarkably close to hitting its prosperity. We use this thing to terraform that world. And then I do just kind of like the saddest lab here. Oh, is it not going to let me place it? Oh, no, wait, there's a tiny... There we go. Okay. Cool. Good to have a little bit more science income. Definitely moving slow. I'm going to grab gene adjustment now just to move up to the next tier. Even though I don't think we particularly need the money. So we learned something here, though, which is that it's really important to finish that second mission because they give you such a large financial cushion that it makes it way easier to play within the resources of the thing. So you need... Oh, you still have no prosperous neighbors. Okay, flipping this world seems more doable. Like, if I make this connection... If this had water, it would flip. If this had chips, it would flip. And that would actually finish the goal. We can make chips here now. But there's no way to generate water for Deuter 1. I guess if I got the second point of minerals off of this world, it would also be good enough. But I'm not sure how I would do that. We could garbage lab it. Integrated manufacturing isn't going to save me here because we don't have a place to put chips either. So yeah, I think I garbage lab. And then if we do this... Oh wait, do I have to do that? Yes, we cannot solve this problem through integrated manufacturing. Okay, technology discounts. 6 planets receiving 3 or more imports. Shouldn't be too hard. You know, as we're doing this late game stuff and we're trying to make planets go prosperous and stuff, that's just kind of naturally happen, I think. That said, I do think I have donked it, to use the technical terminology. I think I have fucked up real bad, as they say in the hard sciences. Just barely. Well, you know, I could just blow a planet up. Because the thing is, we're at +7 right now, and +7's a really dangerous place to be. There's a couple of spots over here where we could cut down by 3. Never mind, I tried that already. Am I wrong? Okay, here we could cut down by 3. And then, yeah, I guess we do just need to build more big rift areas. Which means I need more room for them. Okay, that's a space we could put one in. And they are getting more expensive, but we're managing. I think we might be clear. From here, it might be the case that we don't have to do that anymore. Shoot, that's still out of range, even with the upgrade. Well, you know, could be worse. So, there's only one planet in the area that even theoretically could generate food, so I guess we have to make it a food world. No, sorry, it has to be the water. Oh, yeah. Okay, we just can't put... I was going to use this to put down population, and then it could eat up a goods world, and... But if it can't actually ever hold people, no matter how we do this, that is complicating to some degree. I feel like I'm not doing so well on this one. And I hate to say it, but I think we might be looking at a problem here that I cannot solve with hyperdrives. Here, let me see what this is. It is not a world that can produce food, sadly. Yeah, this is this is a major issue. I'm feeling a little trapped right now. Okay, we can flip that world over at least. Now you want biomass. Yeah, the biggest problem here is just like the intractability of this area. Okay, there we go. We did it through tremendous play skill. Okay. Now we're gonna have to we're gonna have to use shenanigans to make that work. This connection could happen. We don't have a way to cause that planet to generate extra population, do we? No, we do have plasma containment, potentially. So anywhere that we have some spare water, we can resolve problems like this. But honestly, what I need more than anything else is one of these two technologies. So we probably just want to wait a year. As much as I love hyperdrives, yeah, as much as I love hyperdrives, and it is quite a bit, I am definitely thinking that we might need to make use of the slip relays to solve like this problem. And at this point, I'll be happy to just get a success. Any success will do, really. So we feed Chip in this way. I think that's reasonable. Although that planet's not actually connected to anything that needs more successful neighbors anyway. That could change. Yeah, it could. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and generate the chip. Flip that over, get a robot. We'll see what we want to do with it later. It's a shame that you need water to do the energy thing, because, gosh, it sure would be nice to be able to use energy to fill our water needs. It does feel like a better move to settle this than it is to bounce this population up here. But I just can't, right? With extended hyperdrive range, I might be able to make that jump, maybe. And then we can make that a water world. Maybe. Slip relays will help more for this, though. Yeah, it's got to be slip relays. Okay, well, let's do stuff until we have earned our slip relays. I don't think I'm going to need this space. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Let me check these. I think I'm fine with this. That buys us plenty more time. I don't actually have Genesis cells anywhere, but I am definitely like looking at a bunch of areas and seeing where it would be handy to have Genesis cells. I'm wondering if I can afford to do a goods move here, because it's possible that we have enough distance to slip relay out here and bounce the population up that way. Sure would be nice. Well, I guess we'll find out. What else is profitable to do for the next 3 months? I'm going to commit on this. We're going to figure it out. We're going to have bouncy stuff, and yeah, I'm just going to trust that I can figure it out. Okay, so think we want to take slip relays. Let's check and see. Can I make that work? I totally can. Okay, I like that quite a bit then. You go all the way out to here. This can become one of these. You can take that. And then we can make this. How much is the tech that lets me attach? It's 34 to get stream splitting. I'm just thinking like a slip relay right here is really good, allowing me to feed a second point of population to that world while running water down to here. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to get rid of this point of biomass in order to be able to level up to get the point of water that is needed to flip this over. And also, we can send chips from here down to there. I guess that doesn't really matter. It's not going to flip this world over. But then this world would have two successful neighbors. We might be able to get a prosperous or something going over here. Okay, also slip relays. Here, I'm going to do this. Let's get that ticking. I'm going to do this as well. The number is creeping up pretty quickly. I will say that. That's a world that could generate food. Is that my intended solution? That world generates food? So we could do minerals, robots. I mean, it's clumsy. But I do need to keep building trade routes, right? Sorry, you do have to do this. Okay, so food. All of a sudden, everybody's happy. That can happen. Okay. We should probably put one of these in place. You just buy us a little bit of time. And yeah, this is. I think we're gonna get the victory, but it's gonna be a very poor score, and I'm just gonna accept that and live in that world. This one is difficult. This one's real tricky. So here's a question. Do I actually want stream splitting? Or would I rather just go to Genesis cells? Also, I know that I said that it wasn't going to be a problem to finish off this last goal, but it is turning out to be a little bit of a challenge, huh? Oh, I guess this makes a trade hub. So that's number 2. We did connect a lot of our... We did connect goods to a lot of our people worlds right before... right before picking up the tasks. So it was awkward timing for sure. Are these real? Not mostly. Okay. All right, I think we're gonna make it. I don't think there's enough to, well, I shouldn't say that, but hopefully we will not lose. I was gonna say I don't think there's enough time left for us to lose. That seems presumptuous. Do I want stream splitting? There's one place where stream splitting would be pretty good. To get to 115 for the high score, huh? All right. We're going to do this. I guess I just scavenge. At this point, this is not very much money. So that, and that, incidentally. And that. There we go. We did it. And I didn't even allow the universe to consume me whole. Yet. It actually is. We are not safe yet. I should maybe build a couple more things, because otherwise we are actually a considerable amount of danger. Okay, can't quite get one down there, even if we do destroy the asteroid. Not going to be able to fit one in there. Is there a world left that is running a lot of trade routes that I could... Ah, yes, this world. We could buy some safety here. Okay, we're at +1. +1's not so bad. Do we have sources of water? What I really want is both Genesis cells and, like, hyperdrive, but I'm not sure that we're going to have time for that. So if this world got its water, say I did Genesis cells here, sent the water up there, this world's not quite prosperous. It has enough trading relationships, but it needs one more import or export. It will produce an additional point of goods upon that being finished. And this route, okay. Yeah, actually, that totally works. So let's take the Genesis cells. We can keep doing some valuable work. So add a unit of water, communicate it to there. That makes 2 prosperous worlds. That's pretty great. Yeah, we still have done really well, actually, on the prosperous worlds thing. Also, I think I can still get this council task done. I think there is yet time. How do I... You can Genesis cells this world as well. Produce a biomass. That makes a trading, what do you call it? You know, a trading, what do you call it? A classic one of those. Would there be room to put one of these? No, I would need to explore more. So I need one more world that is receiving 2 points of thing that could be receiving 3 points of thing. Water. Need a lot of water. So if this world were to take on a point of population or a point of water, it could be okay. Is there anywhere else where we're actually, like, close? Not really. The answer is not really. Which is a shame. It's a terrible answer. Completing this is 2 stars, and I would kind of like it. It might even be more than 2 stars, because we'll get the Euphorian homeworld, and we might be able to push ourselves over a happiness threshold with it, so... There's no source of biomass anywhere near here. I guess that's true. If I made this a robot or chip world, we could send the thing down here, and that would technically accomplish our goal. It's not like the best play ever, but... You know what we could do that would be better, though? And then produce a point of biomass. There we go. So this world needs 1 more import or export to flip to high value. We're just a little short of having hyperdrive. That's a shame. If we do interstellar networks, we can probably... And we're not going to lose. Unless we build any slipways. Literally any slipways at all. Here, we can build one of these down here. That buys us 3 additional... That actually buys us 4 additional. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. So if I do this, we could bounce some network resource around and probably push up to maximum prosperity. Yo, 5 stars is stay below 16? Wow, that's a very difficult one. Okay, I'm going to do this. So you can build this on any planet that is at least successful. And it creates a point of information that can be traded to any other planet that is at least successful. Okay, everything else you're connected to is already topped out. So I guess I just feed this to you. This allows you to connect here in a way that's meaningful, because if we build this project here, then you can receive that. That's pretty good. Yeah, 1 more prosperous world would be really cool. So where am I close? This world's quite close. Yeah, it just needs to be trading with 1 more happy neighbor. So if we do the project here, and I'm out of money. Do the project here, and then go blow up an asteroid for Slipway cash. There we go. Does it matter which way we pass this? No, I don't think so. Hooray, we did it. You're pretty close, too. You would need 2 more friendly trade routes. Okay, well, I think we may have just about capped out our possible scoring here for, from this point. What does this thing do? 1 heart for every import/export the world has starting from the 8th. We would have to make it to 125 to earn another star. I don't know that I can. If I send this to here, and we make this the world, it is only 2. Is there any place that I'm going to be able to do better than that? Oh, this one's like extremely high value. You could send this down here, and I guess it doesn't really matter where it goes, just that we do it. So yeah, this is our winner. Sorry. We can get a point of population off of there. And then if I can blow up enough asteroids to get another one of those projects done, we can add some more points here. Okay, that's a good one. Because this isn't producing anything yet. That can send a point of that resource down. This one hasn't done it yet either. But unfortunately, I don't know that we have enough asteroids left to get to... Well, no, we totally do. We totally do. Oh, you have the Genesis project, though. Shoot. Well, then I guess that is the end. But still, 3 happiness. That's something. Yeah, we're not making it to 125. It's just not happening. Okay. Well, then I guess I will just call it. Not the greatest score we've ever had. A 15. For the time being, the Euphorians survive. Trade and safety remain precariously balanced, and all that remains is hoping nobody tips these scales the wrong way. So this is sort of like... This is progress toward the previous state, which is still, like the damage is contained. As long as you don't get a bunch of capitalists in charge who will start pricing individual lives and figuring out who they're okay with losing in order to continue making money, this is kind of a solution. It's the most kind of a solution of any of the factions that we've seen, at the very least. And that's it. We did it. So that's what the campaign looks like. The story does not have a real ending. It's just like, here's how we all tried to deal with the catastrophe, and then ambiguity. What happened after that? So we have struggled mightily on a couple of these. You can see there's a few missions where we did not even brush 20. Yeah, we did have another 15 on cracks and fractures. Oof. So here's the deal. When you come back next time, we're starting over here at the very beginning on tough. I anticipate that these are going to be approximately what the difficulty level title says they're going to be. So that's going to be fun. There may be somewhat more frequent restarts on this one. So that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, like I said, it is time for the hard mode. I'm cautiously excited. This game is really fun. I'm looking forward to having to make the more difficult decisions. So yeah, come back for that, and we'll see you then.